Okay, what you are about to see is part one of a video series of our road trip from Myrtle Beach to Nashville. So part one is today. We came to Asheville, North Carolina, and specifically we visited Chimney Rock today. I had a little bit of difficulty with my knees, which you'll see later on. So I'm gonna put this clip on the beginning, then you'll see in just a second, I start picking up from charging the truck in the parking lot of the Holiday Inn in Nashville. So I'm not sure where we're gonna go later today. We're gonna go try to find something to drink, some air conditioning and to cool off for a little bit. This is kind of where we've been. Chimney Rock, top of my head. Really been a beautiful trip, great little state park. And we'll see if part two is tomorrow. We're going to the Biltmore. Part three will probably be Cherokee, North Carolina, and driving through Great Smoky Mountain National Park, and then we'll get to Nashville. So that's kind of how we're gonna break it up. So enjoy. Good morning. It is Sunday, July 24th, 2022. We are at the Holiday Inn, Asheville East, near the Biltmore. We're like a mile, maybe less than a mile from the entry to Blue Ridge Parkway. So we were plugged in here overnight. They do offer free charging through these Sun Country chargers. There are two of them, one on the front you see there, and there's another one on the back, which is actually the one I'm using. So it's 8:50 a.m. We're at 99% state of battery charge, which gives us 298 miles of range. Excellent for free. So what does that equate to? Let's take a look. A little piece of paper. I've been jotting my notes down. So it's been plugged in for 11.5 hours. We've been here that long? I guess so, 11.5 hours. That equates to 150 miles of range that we added. So for every hour that it was plugged in, we added 13 miles of range. And for every hour that it was plugged in, we added 5.7 kilowatt hours. So I'll update that on the PlugShare app. I think someone might have already done that, but if not, I'll put that in. So that's kind of where we are. Everyone's upstairs getting ready. I'm gonna move this out of the way in case anybody else needs to use it. There is a Tesla parked a couple down, which could have plugged into this one in the front and slid in here, but maybe you didn't need to charge up. So one of the things that's kind of odd is they have two chargers and what appears to be one spot, because this is a handicap spot, which is great, but maybe not the best place to put the handicap spot. Maybe put the handicap spot over there and leave both of these spots for the charger. So you got two chargers, but really only one place to plug it in unless you use this striped area here, which you're not supposed to do. So anyway, that's where we are. We will continue in a moment. We're at Riverwatch Restaurant here in Chimney Rock, North Carolina. Sydney and Mason. So where we are going today, we're right there, Chimney Rock. You can see the little flag. So after we finish eating at this Riverwatch restaurant, which is right here next to this little river. There it is over there. Great little spot. Open air, great little restaurant. The Maui burger with pineapple. It's fantastic, and teriyaki sauce. So we're gonna leave in a few minutes and figure out how we get up there. That's where we just ate, Riverwatch Bar and Grill. You can see the mountain and Chimney Rock behind us. This is just a quick peek of the little village area they have here. Lots of little shops. We've lost Jennifer and Mason. We have to try to find them. So again, here we are driving through the little Chimney Rock Village. On the left is where we just ate. So we are going to go up here, and just on the left should be the entrance to Chimney Rock State Park. Pretty cool little area, you know, obviously designed for tourists. And oh, there's a Sasquatch t-shirt over there on the right. Does it say "I believe"?
I saw glass and Daily Gift Shop. I went in and said the same thing.
So here we are, Chimney Rock State Park on the left. I want to know if there's a familial connection between the Sasquatch and the Wookiees. I don't understand. There's a connection there. All right, we'll see you.
Thank you.
Let's go. Welcome to Chimney Rock. No walking or cycling on the bridge or road. So somehow, yeah, you see all the people down there on the river. Chimney Rock, 3 miles. Park closes at 7 p.m. So let's see how we're going to get up there. Two-way traffic, speed limit 15. When we were coming here from Nashville, it had to be up the side of one mountain, I don't know what it was. We went up pretty far and then we came back down. And in the descent coming back down, we gained 8 miles of range. So, and that plus the amount of distance we traveled seemed like it was probably 5 or 6 miles at least. So all of that was, I guess, essentially free energy. So we had that plus the range gain coming down. We started at the top of the mountain with 277 miles of range. And when we got to the bottom, we had 284 miles of range. So the truck does very good on regenerative braking, regen power back to the battery. So I'm just going to be quiet here for a few minutes and let you enjoy the ride up. Together, obviously, quite a few times. Ticket Plaza. We bought tickets online, right?
No, we didn't.
We did not.
Finished it. No.
All right. We're going to go ahead and buy tickets and we'll get in and then we'll pick you back up here in a minute. They direct us here to this, they call it the Meadows parking lot, and from here they're going to shuttle us up to the top. That's where we're going. We're going to take a shuttle up. There are cars up here, but maybe it was full earlier, so they were shuttling us up. Not sure how many steps that is. We're going to find out. We'll see you at the top in just a second. So I think we're going to take the elevator up, and then it looks like there are other trails. Let's see, where is it? There it is. Then you can walk up further from that. Here's the map. So we are here. Take the elevator up. And then we're gonna walk out to the Chimney Rock, and then there's exclamation point trail, and it looks like we can walk further up and along the top there.
Or we can come down and then take this trail and go see that waterfall, and then back to our parking lot.
Okay. Multiple options. Let me take a picture of that. All right. So this tunnel to the elevator is just cut right out of the rock. See you on the top. Feels great in here. I think it said it was a 12-story, 26-story? It's more than 12, 26-story elevator ride up here. There's a little gift shop right at the top, and you can see there are people, Sky Lounge, sitting there eating. Beautiful view, look at that. Thought we were going up. Jennifer's going down. Lake Lure lookout.
Do you have quarters?
So here we are. We're at the top of Chimney, right? Mason.
No. See what I did to the last one. Yeah. The nails. Yeah. Be a good time.
We should go.
Have a good one.
Picture.
Oh, yeah.
Family. They had a little they took a few pictures of them. He came over first as they were leaving. That's where they had all the play.
Yeah, there's our parking lot way down there.
Okay, up to you. What you want to do? I will keep going, or do you want to go down?
Yeah, too much.
Okay.
So there's the village where we were just eating lunch. I think. Is it this one with the red? Let me see if I can zoom in.
So excited to eat some ice cream, Mom.
I think it's. I'm not sure. There's nothing. I think it's one of the ones with the red roof there towards the right.
One of the red shops.
Pretty cool.
If you jump.
So there's a trail here. Somehow it goes up there, and then all the way up to the top. I don't think you want to do that.
So that's the way to get to the skyline. Quickly the lower falls and become the fan favorite. 499 steps, guys. All right.
So this area we're in is called the Opera Box.
It's nice and cool.
There's Chimney Rock there. The lake. And they said some of the mountains, I walked past one of the guides talking to someone. He said one of the mountains the furthest in the distance that you can see is 56 miles away, I think he said. So to orient us, there's Chimney Rock again. We are now going down the steps. I put my water in my pocket. I think there's a trail. If we go far enough, we end up at the base of the waterfall, I think. We're gonna find out. So this is dangerous, right? She's having a hard time. It is a lot of steps up and down. I think I heard somebody say that walked all the way up, that it was 499 steps. I'm out of shape. My legs are shaking just walking down.
can rest a little bit, you know. They feel better.
That's Pulpit Rock. I'm skipping. Do you ever find that your teenage children do things that just doesn't make any sense? You gotta duck down to get out of this. And back down. I think we go left. So let's see, we are here. It says you're here, so we're gonna go down this, I think, and then out over here, Hickory Nut Falls Trail to the bottom of the falls. So here we go. Looks like we go down here. Hickory Nut Falls Trail. All right, guys, here we go. Yep. Going down. Just look at this. It feels great in the breeze, in the shade. This is really, truly a beautiful walk, beautiful state park. Highly recommend this if you're in the area, or even if you're not in the area. This is a good little day trip. This isn't something we were planning for this trip, because initially we were leaving from home today, but we had the opportunity to leave yesterday, so we did that, which freed up this time, where we would have been driving in the original plan, but we're here, so we got to do something extra, and this is the something extra.
All right.
I think it's, what's the temperature? It's probably somewhere between 85 and 90 today. You all right, Sid?
Yeah. I am a bit scared of heights. But, you know, not my favorite.
Well, if you fall down here, there's plenty of stuff to grab onto.
Yeah.
Just try to avoid hitting your head into anything else.
First. I'm gonna die.
Well, that's one strategy. I don't recommend it.
You never know.
So what we are finding, this is not a flat trail. A little down, a little up. This is up. Ooh. My calves are very unhappy. I am very out of shape for this. I think I'm more out of shape than I appear to be. A couple years ago, I could get on my bike and go ride 60 miles and not think much of it. Now we'll go for a 10 or 12 mile walk / run. It was okay. There's no way I could do that now. I've got to get in better shape. I've got to be able to do stuff like this. How does it go? I'm much too young to feel this damn old. Garth had that right. It's not quite straight down right off the side of the trail, but it's probably not too far from it. But I think there's so much growth that anybody that fell down really wouldn't get very far.
So if you came in from the south side of the national park by Cherry, you drive up 441.
Hickory Nut
there's
Falls to the
Newfound
left.
and Klingman's Dome.
Yeah, there we had.
Okay. So then if you go down
Then we have to
toward
come back here and go down.
go down
Yeah,
To the parking lot.
about
we're gonna take some breaks.
2.5 miles before you get into Gatlinburg. On the right, there'll be a big parking lot.
So I hope you are enjoying this trail walk. And I know the name of the channel is Exploring the Grand Strand being the Myrtle Beach area. But I guess it really frequently becomes exploring from the Grand Strand and the other places that we go. Like this.
With 2 other big dogs.
See what's up here at this corner, and we'll pause it for a little bit. Are we taking a break for a minute? All right. Okay, we can take a break for a minute.
How you doing? Not good at all.
All right, so in the 130s, had to stop and take a break for a minute. This trail has been mostly uphill, but we can hear the waterfall, so I think we're getting closer. Heart rate's in the 130s, sweaty. I've had some shooting pains down my legs. That's what happens. That's what happens when you're out of shape. So this is going to be a little bit of a kick for me. So I'm going to sit here on this rock for a minute. Where is it? Looks like that. The rest of the family's up. Not far. 50 or 60 feet. Taking a break. So we'll see you at the base of the waterfall. All right, and we're up. Walked a little bit further, coming to, you can get a peek of the waterfall there. There we go. I don't really know that this is the base of the waterfall because we're gonna find out, I guess, pretty good ways off the ground below. So the last clip with me sitting down, if you're thinking about coming here, don't let that scare you off. There's a lot of people walking around, very average condition, getting through this just fine. I just tend to have some sciatica pain in my lower back and my legs, and that's part of my problem. But this isn't overly strenuous for most people. 404-foot Hickory Nut Falls. Give you a closer look at that. That's zooming out to 0.5 as normal zoom.
Hey, buddy.
Alright, ready? 1, 2, 3.
My question is, how do these fish get there? Do they come down the rock face and survive that? I don't know. And then what happens if they go over the edge? It's right over there.
Can you try to get a shot where I'm like laying on the rock and try to post in the camera? There's a new rock.
Here we go. We're gonna go back down. I think head back to the car. We're gonna go back down, head back to the car, and see what there is to do next for the rest of the day. He's having a hard time.
Are we close or
10
minutes?
About 10 minutes. So walking towards the waterfall, a little more stressful. Mostly uphill. A lot of people taking breaks like I did. Walking back, so much better. Mostly downhill. I feel a lot better now than I did on the walk up. putting my feet in the water at the base of that waterfall was just amazing. Continues right on down. So we started here, went up the elevator, out to Chimney Rock, went up a little bit, and then came down these steps, down here, walked all the way out to the falls. Now we've walked back, and we're going to go down to the parking lot. Down to the parking lot. Here we go. My right knee laterally is very unhappy. Kind of in the area of the fibula head. Every step down, screaming at me just a little bit. Maybe I tweaked it on a rock or something. Twisted it. Just a little walk through the trees. Sorry, it's a little bumpy. I'm holding with one hand here. I had a gimbal, DJI gimbal. Probably need to buy another one. The image stabilization in these phones does okay, but it's still better if you hold it with two hands. And I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying just to kind of hold with one. But that does make it noticeably shakier, and I apologize for that. So as we descended down this trail, there are many just huge outcroppings of rock. I love this one. Man, how old is this? How long has this been here? Millions, billions of years? You can clearly see the angle, right? Because it's kind of angled like that. How it got pushed up out of the ground. See this guy down here trying to lift it up, trying to hold it up. Yeah, I think he's doing a great job. It's clearly not moving, so that must be him. Really fantastic. The rock, I think, is probably older than the benches that you see. The benches are very nice. Probably just not quite as old as the rock. Let's go up and touch it. I like to touch stuff like this. It makes me feel more connected to it. I guess that's weird, right? But if I go visit someplace, I want to touch it. Whether it's a rock like this or it's a Colosseum in Rome, I want to touch it. Makes me feel like I was part of it, I guess, for just a second. I know that sounds silly. I get it. You're laughing at me. It's understandable. So, we will continue making our way down. This is the kind of thing where I wish these cameras were 3D and that 3D video really took off and we could do it well. Because there's dimension to this that you just cannot capture on a 2D camera like this. Sydney and Mason, how are you doing?
We've been waiting for you for like 15 minutes.
Oh, well, you did a great job. I'm glad I was able to give you a break. Yes, I'm recording. It's a nice walk. I want to be able to share it with everyone that might plan to come here or people who maybe can't do this trail. It's a good way to share these things, I think. All right, we'll go ahead and cut it off probably here. I'm sure I'll do another clip from the parking lot, but this is a great time. If you've watched this video, if you made it this far, ooh, look at me, my knee. Please click like, click subscribe, send it to your friends. Watch it 300 or 400 times from different devices. All that stuff helps with the YouTube algorithm. So we do appreciate that as we continue to try to grow this channel from stuff we see in Myrtle Beach to day trips, not even day trips, but just trips like this from the Myrtle Beach area where we live to go see other things. So click like, subscribe, share. Thanks for watching. I would imagine this is water from the waterfall above. Just kind of trickling down under the bridge, and there it goes. Are we close to the parking lot? Do we know?
I don't know. Sydney called and said she's ahead of everybody. She can't see them all.
My knee is extremely unhappy. Might be a rice night. Rest, ice, compression, elevation. This, and apparently this does not always appear to everyone. Apparently this is the Sasquatch House. This is where he lives. I have chills just looking at it. He must be around. Apparently the house only shows itself if the Yeti is around. Oh my God. Oh my God. He just came by and like tried to tackle me. But the house is still there, so he hasn't left us. Oh my God, people, be careful. Be careful, Jennifer. Ah! But I'm at least glad that he has public water and sewer. I hope we can can make it out. The chills of his presence are starting to fade. But he's clearly still around. This is meant to look like just a common roped off area of the park, but I think that's really his picnic area. Where he takes his lady Sasquatch friends for picnics, peanut butter and jellies and things like that. How big of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich would a Sasquatch eat? It's gotta be, it's gotta be huge. I think we're in the clear. God, I'm glad you were able to make it through it with us. Okay, so we are driving back from Chimney Rock back towards Asheville. And this morning when we came the opposite direction, we noticed that we lost some range going up the hill and gained a lot of range. We gained 8 miles coming back down, but I don't know exactly what our starting point was. Now we're doing it in reverse, and we're going to see what we lose going up the mountains and what we gain coming back down. So we are still on our way up, clearly. So Sydney, what is the number you have to remember?
267.
267. That was how much range we had left when we left Chimney Rock. Misa, what was the number you had to remember? 2001. That's how many actual miles were on the odometer when we left. So we're going to compare when we get, after we're done going up and down, how many miles did we actually travel, combined up and down, and what is our change in the range. So far, what did you say, Sydney, 267?
Yeah.
So our range has gone down from 267 to 250, so we've lost 17 miles of range so far in 6 miles actually traveled, because we're at 2007 miles on the odometer right now. So we are steadily bleeding range driving uphill. What's going on here?
I'm trying to light their fire pit.
Yep. It's a nice fire pit. So I'm going to see when we get up here, when we start to go down, when we get back. Alright, so we'll check in back with you in a few minutes. Okay, we just passed the Eastern Continental Divide. I missed the sign. Kind of went by it. 2,880 feet, I believe is what it said. So that's the top. So now we're on our way back down. So we went down 239 miles of range, 267. So we went down about 27 miles of range and actually traveled, hold on, 10 miles. So we lost quite a bit of range going uphill. Now that we're going down, let's see what we gain back. So we're starting at the top with 239 miles of range. See where we finish up. This is never-ending S-curves. Well, if you've ever driven up or down the side of a mountain, you know what that's like. Look at the map. You're crazy. But it's a fun drive. You have to pay attention. So about the truck. There's a Tesla. Going up the hill and up the mountain, even though we lost a good bit of range, the truck does not struggle. The truck is effortless going up those hills. Now we are not pulling anything. It's just us, the 4 of us in here. About 600 pounds of us. But you can't tell the difference in acceleration driving up the side of the mountain versus driving completely flat. It's exactly the same. It's effortless. You touch the accelerator pedal and it goes. And that is different than other gas-powered vehicles and trucks I've driven before. We had a 2014 F-150 FX4. We drove it in West Virginia. And I wouldn't say it struggled, but it had a little bit harder time than what we are having in this. So that's kind of been interesting to see. Speed limit 35. We're doing 27. And I feel like we are pretty much maxed out on speed coming down here. The truck does see the speed limit signs. When we drive past them, it shows up in the bottom right corner of what I see. The instrument gauge cluster, I guess, in front of me always displays a little speed limit sign, and as soon as you pass one, it changes right there for you to see. Little horse pasture up here on the left. And Jennifer noted earlier, this fence isn't very tall. I guess it's enough to keep the horses in. So when I do use the brake pedal, most of that is just energy going right back to the battery pack. It's not actually, I don't think it's actually used the disc brake calipers yet at all. I don't think. So right now it says 241 miles of range. So we've picked up a few miles so far. This goes on for a while. Back and forth. So we think we're done. We think we're at the bottom. We ended with 13 miles, I guess, of actual distance traveled. And we finished with 241 miles of range. We started with 267. So our total range usage is 26 miles. So yeah, going up hills, going up the mountains, does eat away at your range. It's nice to gain some back coming back down the hill. We're still going back down. Maybe we'll get some more back. But you don't gain back what you lost going up. But the regenerative braking is nice because I guess you're getting back maybe a third of it. Still going down. Welcome to Western North Carolina. Alright, well, I think that's probably about it for today. What we're doing, I'm going to split this up into different videos, I think. I'm going to post the one today of our visit to Chimney Rock as a standalone Chimney Rock, North Carolina video. And we'll do our whole road trip in different parts. So that'll end up being, I guess we'll call it 2022 Summer Road Trip Part 1. It'll be Chimney Rock. We'll do it that way. Part 2 tomorrow will be Asheville and the Biltmore Estate. And then after that, we're going to go to Cherokee. And then after that, we go driving through the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, and then we're going to head out towards Nashville. So we'll break that up into a couple different segments. But also for the people that want to see the lightning specific stuff and the electric vehicle specific stuff, I'll just kind of edit one together, which is just the charging stops and kind of the highlights of the places we went without all of the video of all the different spots. So that's kind of it, I think, for right now. Thanks for watching.